What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Before I start, I want to wish you guys Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you happen to celebrate, and I hope you have a wonderful time this year. I know it's kind of tough saying that given how this year's been going on, but try to find whatever makes you happy, or can ground you and keep you in good spirits and everything, and just hang on to that and try to do what's best for you. But with that being said, you guys, I'm a Star Wars fan. You know that I'm a big fan of Star Wars theory. This is a dude that has done all types of content. He's actually made me contemplate doing a Star Wars channel myself, but I don't know. I'm not that deep into Star Wars where I can just like pull off lore off the top of my head. I love studying about it and learning about it, but I'm still a Padawan on that level. He's Grandmaster. But with that being said, I'm going to do a reaction to a second episode of a fan film that he made. The first episode was, what was it called? It was Vader or something. It actually should be in the, okay, here it is. Vader Shards of the Past. That was the fan film he made 2 years ago. Amazing. Ended on a cliffhanger with a possible return from a Jedi that I thought was going to return in the last episode of Mandalorian. I was wrong about that. I'm not going to say who the person that showed up was. Go watch the Mandalorian last episode. It's very important. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you owe it to yourself to go check that show out. One of the best shows I've ever seen, and that was one of the best episodes I've ever seen in my life of any TV show ever. Now, with that being said, this one is called Vader, Episode 2, The Amethyst Blade. That should give you an idea of who it is, but I can't wait to see it. Let's jump into it. Oh, by the way, this video will not be monetized because I know that fan films you can't make money off of because they can get in trouble from the copyright holders if they happen to use copyright material. And given how close Star Wars theory is with the actual people who own Star Wars, or at least they're familiar, they know him, they're familiar with him. It would be very easy for them to know that he violated something and they can do something against him, try to hold it against him, and he has some type of legal trouble. So he really has to be careful with the monetizing thing. And because they don't know me, if I did monetize it, I'd probably be okay, but just out of respect, I'm not going to monetize or anything like that. And we're just going to enjoy this from, just a fan's perspective. This is a fan watching a fan make content based on something we both love. Now, with that being said, let's jump into this. The video is a fan production by Star Wars Theory and will not be monetized in accordance to respect for Lucasfilm's rules. There was something else down there, but I didn't see it. Dedicated to all Star Wars fans, George Lucas. And Dave Filoni. Oh, yeah. Those actually look like clone troopers.
Sir, we're in position.
Took him out. Ooh.
Commander Force, come in. Where is Lord Vader? Troopers! Fire!
Ooh. I love how they turn him into like a damn horror villain. That was nice. And then there were two. 2.5. One. can't handle that Vapod viciousness. Oh. He made him. He blew it up for him. Vader versus Windu. Yeah, that's going to be good. I can already tell. Now, I am familiar with the idea that this was a sneak preview. There is he said it in a live stream that this was going to be released, I believe, on a Tuesday at the time, and it wasn't going to be the full episode. It was going to be a piece of it, but the full episode is still in development, and the dude gives me inspiration to want to do stuff myself. Like I've already told you guys that I tend to do drawing streams and things like that when I can. I haven't been doing them recently. It's because my monitor has been having some driver issues, and because my monitor's the fact that it's pretty much a drawing tablet that was developed by XP Pen, which is a company that they don't really stay up to date with a lot of their stuff. It's very tough to find drivers and things like that. So when I get a chance, I am actually planning on upgrading to Wacom. So I'm going to get one of those as soon as I can. As a matter of fact, I did place an order on Amazon, but for some reason they haven't, it hasn't appeared in my order list. It hasn't come out of my account yet. I don't know if maybe they're waiting until my Amazon day on Monday to place the order. It doesn't make any sense that would be the case, but I'm going to wait until Monday to see what it does with my account. If nothing happens after Monday, then I'll just go out and probably buy it or buy it from another website or something. But I will end up having another drawing tablet so I can start drawing again and hopefully making cartoons. And if I do start making cartoons, you better believe Star Wars is going to be a big part of it. Also, Star Wars Theory, if you happen to watch this, which I don't think you will, but I would hope that you do. You did a video recently, or a live stream recently with a friend of yours. I believe it was actually the person that helped you write this video. And in it, y'all were talking about... Well, I'm going to bleep that out. I'm going to bleep that out. You were talking about a particular person that appeared at the end of Mandalorian and whether or not they were using the original actor's face or not, and just de-aging it, or what was going on, and whether that actor was actually on set recording those facial scans. Do a favor for me and go to that friend and gloat, because it turns out that you were proven right, and this actor was on set and was doing face scans and things like that. So I don't know. Sometimes it's wrong to, kick a person while they're down, but it's just, there's also a bit of sweet satisfaction in the idea of just being able to say, "I told you so." And I don't know, because the best thing about it was that the dude was so sure that this is not true, only for it to turn out to be true. Nothing against him, of course. He's cool also. I have no problems with him or anything like that. It was just funny, how sure he was, and then this information came out. So now I'm like, okay, just rub it in his face just a little bit. But with that being said, I can already tell it's going to be a great video. When it comes out, I'll probably do a reaction to that as well. again, that will be non-monetized or anything like that because, you know, I don't feel like it's right that, and this isn't me like making commentary on anybody else. This is something I've decided to do myself. What other people decide to do is their thing, and I'm not going to judge them for it one way or the other. But I just feel like it'd be wrong for me to like try to monetize it when the person that made it can't monetize it. So if you do want to try to show Star Wars Theory some kind of support, if you want to try to help them out, then the best thing you can do is go watch their other content on their channel. Star Wars Theory has a ton of videos related to Star Wars and things like that. And best of all, he also has a Patreon. So if you want to join his Patreon, the Patreon, of course, is www.patreon.com/Star Wars Theory. I'm going to try to have that link in my description box as well. If it's not in my description box, then just click on the original video link. And in the original video, the Patreon link is definitely inside of his description box. So do whatever you can to help the Star Wars Theory, because not only does your support show appreciation for the work that he does, but it also helps fund future projects like this, so we can see more Star Wars stuff, like, you know, fan service stuff that we've always wanted to see, like Ahsoka meeting Luke, Ahsoka possibly getting a visit from Ghost Anakin, maybe Ghost Yoda meeting Grogu, Boba Fett and Luke meeting again. Just a ton of, like, the possibilities are endless when you talk about fan projects. And if it's a fan that knows enough about Star Wars, they can pretty much interpret what the characters would do in those situations. A lot of times even better than the people that make the actual movies, because I can tell you for damn sure, I'm willing to bet Star Wars Theory could make a better resolution for Luke's story than Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson can. That's for damn sure. But I'm willing to guarantee the ending for The Last Jedi, if Star Wars Theory was in charge of it, would be a hell of a lot more satisfying than what they offered. Now, there's people out there that like the sequel trilogy. You're fine to like it if you want. I don't like it. It's all opinions. That's just my opinion. I hate the series. I hate what they did with Luke. I hate what they did with a lot of the characters. I've already said before, I don't have a problem with the characters themselves. I just hate the way they were written. Like, I don't mind Rey. I don't mind Daisy Ridley playing Rey, a character in this series. I don't mind her being the star of the trilogy. It's just change her story around. I've already said before, me personally, I wish that Rey and Kylo their stories were changed so that Kylo wasn't the child of Leia and Han, or wasn't related to the Skywalkers, but was a separate character. Rey was a separate character, didn't have any ties to Palpatine, but make it so that they were descendants of Darth Revan and Bastila Shan. That way you can keep the dyad of the Force thing together, and you can establish that Bastila Shan and Darth Revan they were like the first dyad. I mean, the fact that Rey uses a staff when you first see her in the sequel trilogy, you can give her a dual-bladed lightsaber for her weapon. That's Bastila Shan. Like, that's the very weapon that she uses. And not to mention it's yellow as well. So like it pretty much writes itself. Like, let that be the story, and just let the sequel trilogy be about them discovering about their connection and their history and things like that. And, you know, you can do whatever you want after that, but like, you can make it so that Kylo Ren still turns to the dark side and everything else, and Rey's going back and forth about what to do to bring him back. Maybe they could have been students of Luke's Jedi Academy, and Kylo still goes rogue and becomes a dark Jedi. Rey's a friend of his. She's trying to bring him back to the light side, and maybe during the way she starts to learn that she has feelings for him, and it's more than just friendship. But now she has this weird thing where he's on the dark side, and you got to bring him back, or do you want to join him, and things like that. Like, it can be there are infinite possibilities with that storyline. I think personally that's what I would love to see. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Star Wars Theory, I know you're going to knock it out of the ballpark. I support you. I'm a fan of yours. Continue to do what you're doing, man, and continue to be an inspiration to fans like me and others that might want to dip their toes in Star Wars content and things like that. Because I've always said YouTube is, as much as people want to like dog YouTube for some of its practices with monetization and copyright claims and things like that. And trust me, I've had a lot of interactions with YouTube and their copyright claims and stuff. One thing I will not deny is that YouTube has offered me an opportunity that I would not have had without it. Like, period. That goes with a lot of people, and I'm willing to bet Star Wars Theory would back that up as well. YouTube has offered people an opportunity to get out and do things they would not be able to do, or not easily be able to do. Offer the ability to get in connection with so many people, to, just make a living off of things that you love, whether it's video games or whether it's making fan theories about properties that you're fans of, whether it's, just anything. It's offered me an ability to like learn skills that I never thought I would have learned. Like I never dreamed that I would have like learned about filmmaking and editing and things like that. Like I never even crossed my head. But when I got into YouTube, I immediately learned like, okay, well I need to learn how to do film if I want to get into YouTube. So I got to learn how to edit. I got to learn how to, do all these things behind the scenes. And like over time, I just learned more and more, by myself, and just got better to the point where like now I can like watch a video on YouTube and be like, oh, I know how they did that. I know how they did that. Like I see all the effects. I pay attention to all the like smaller details that probably goes over a lot of people's head nowadays. But it's like the small stuff that has a lot of work put into it. But it's like, because it's like half a second of something, you don't really pay too much attention, or the average person doesn't pay too much attention. But it's like, that took a lot of work, and I know, like I already know off the top of my head. So yeah, thank you again. I'm gonna give you the deuces. I'm Devon DaVinci. Hopefully you've been enlightened. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video, or the next episode of this when the full one comes out. And I'm gonna give you the deuces, and I'm signing out. Deuces.